was the originator of the Syrian Ba'ath Party. His oldest son was supposed to be the guy who took over. His oldest son was this, handsome, square-jawed guy, and he liked his Ferraris too much, and he killed himself in a 70-mile-an-hour Ferrari accident.
Oh, wow.
In the 90s. And so son number two was busy being an ophthalmologist in London, and he thought, oh, here's my life. He looks like a Q-tip with no chin.
Right.
He looks like a dark-haired Beaker from the Muppets. So he finds himself in charge. And he also found that he's pretty good at this dictator stuff when challenged, but it's a very wealthy, a very influential family. Now, this is really significant in Southern California, because if you go around Burbank and Glendale, at the gas station that I go to in Santa Clarita, the guy who owns it drives a Mercedes with a personalized plate that says Aleppo, and he loves Assad. He loves Putin, and he loves Assad.
Wait, who is this guy? The guy that owns the liquor store?
The guy that owns my gas station.
Oh, the gas station.
Loves Assad. You can go up from KFI. You can go up Olive about 4 blocks.
I go to that liquor store that's owned by the Syrian guy.
Those dudes. I don't want to RF them on the air.
Okay.
I'll just tell you this: if you are Alawite, Christian, Shia, and you're Syrian, you love Assad, because Assad is a minority, and he guaranteed a country where the minority religions didn't get their heads cut off. The majority of Syrians are Sunni. 75 to 80% of Syrians are Sunni, but they're not in charge. The Ba'ath regime, the Alawite regime, which is Alawitism is a subsect of Shia, and Shia, of course, is a subsect of Islam. But that's why the influential people, the chiefs of police, the professors at universities, the fighter pilots, the bomber pilots, they're all Alawites or Christians, and this is very uncomfortable for Americans to comprehend. But there's thousands of Christians who are fighting for Assad, and they don't want to leave. And you talk to any Syrian Christian from Glendale to Santa Clarita, and they will tell you, I prospered in Syria, I was wealthy in Syria, my daughters wore pants, my wife could drive, she could wear a bikini at the beach, and we prospered. Syria is a historic crossroads in the history of Earth. Every important piece of learning or spice or technology walked through Syria, north or south, and it's a very, very wealthy, progressive society. And I mean, when you compare it with other Arab states,
so it's sort of like Jordan.
Very much,
right.
Yeah, but with more oil, and so they've done very well. And so that's the thing, is it's kind of surprising for Americans, but if you sit there and chat up the guy who owns your liquor store in Glendale or Burbank, he'll probably, the guy, my gas guy,